Studio. We welcome now to the program the mayor of Pass Christian, Mississippi, the Honorable Jimmy Rafferty. What about it there, Mr. Mayor? Good to see you today.
Well, thank you very much, Gerard, for hosting me on Mardi Gras Day.
Yeah, man, big time. Tell us about that. I was down there over the weekend, Saturday. Took in one of the parades over in Biloxi. I was really pleasantly amazed at the huge crowds. I think you got good weather. What's it look like today?
Well, I happen to be in New Orleans today, but let me tell you about Sunday in Pass Christian.
Okay.
It was a fabulous day. We had 7 mayors in Pass Christian. We had the mayor of Hernando, Hattiesburg, Crystal Springs, Prentice, Woodland, and then 2 from the coast, from Goche and Waveland, and it was an unbelievable event. We even had the state senator from Hernando there.
Wow.
So we just had, it was a wonderful way to just bring the whole state together. And it's an amazing thing.
Well, it's a huge attraction. The Mississippi Gulf Coast certainly does it up right for Mardi Gras, and lots of people really do enjoy it. I know we certainly did. It is a tradition, and also has a huge economic impact on the area as well. Does it not, Mayor?
It really does. And getting back to sort of Billy Hughes' theme of one coast, it's amazing. I mean, just Mardi Gras up and down the coast, and it's bringing a lot of people in, and it's a great thing for our economy. Yeah,
so you sent me some information that I was incredibly impressed at, which presents a lot of the economic development projects and infrastructure projects underway in the city of Pass Christian. Extremely impressive. Give us a bit of an overview on some of that.
Well, what I'm trying to do, Gerard, is just really bring Pass Christian back to where it was before the 2 hurricanes. We had Camille in '69 and then Katrina in '05.
Yeah.
And Pass Christian, especially after Katrina, was a parking lot.
Yeah.
And, we've gotten some great support from the federal government and the state. And, right now we got about $25 million worth of projects going on, roughly $9 million in economic development, maybe $4 million at our harbor, and about $11 million in water and sewage. So we've just gotten great support, and what I'm just trying to do is fill in the blanks and just bring Pass Christian back to where it was before the storms.
Well, just looking at some of these photos, Mayor, of some of these renderings of some residential areas, the Pass bungalows. You got the St. Paul's Village that includes 36 townhomes, 2 commercial. Pass Harbor Place at Market Street and 2nd Street, 12 homes. Very attractive development there, Mayor. That looks great.
It does, and especially right now when all those places you just mentioned were grass 18 years after Katrina. So finally, it's a great time to be in Mississippi. The state is really in better financial condition than we've ever been in, and we've gotten great support from our governor, lieutenant governor, speaker of the House, and our state senators and representatives, and now we're able to get these grants. And that serves as seed money for these developers to come in and bring Pass Christian back to where we were before the storms. Yeah,
and then you've got the harbor. You've got some development going on there as well, right?
We really do, and we're going to develop our harbor green space. And then also General Joe Spraggins has been a big supporter of a cement boardwalk to go the whole way from the Bay St. Louis Bridge to the Biloxi Bridge, and we got a $2.5 million grant for that. So that's for the first tranche. So we've been very fortunate. It's all about the support that we're getting from elsewhere is really helping Pass Christian, develop those areas.
Yeah, and great place to live as well, Mayor. You got all the amenities. You got great health care in the area, great schools. You're situated between, of course, Mobile and New Orleans there. You've got all the great amenities of the beautiful Mississippi Gulf Coast. I mean, a great place to live.
It is, and you mentioned the school system. We have an A-rated school system, and a lot of work on behalf of the administrators and the teachers. And it's a great thing to attract people in. And then also, we've just been very lucky. Last year, we were rated as one of the best coastal cities by Coastal Living magazine, and then this year we were rated as one of the best under the radar beach towns by Realtor.com. So we've been very fortunate.
I took a little time when I was down over the weekend just to cruise Highway 90 there, and then, of course, the interstate, the Parkway, Pass Road, the little bit north there. Just blown away across the entire coast, Mayor, at the activity, the development. the shops, the stores, the residential areas. It's incredible.
You know, it is, but you know, it hasn't always been this way,
Right.
Gerard.
Right.
You know, really, this is 18 years after Katrina, and for a number of years, we didn't get the support from outside of the coast to help redevelop these areas. So that's why, you know, it's a state partnership, and that's how we're coming back.
Yeah. I mean, just anecdotally, just at the traffic. I mean, just lots of vehicles, not congested. It wasn't difficult to get around, but that's a pretty good sign of the economic activity in the area. The casinos all look like they were booming. They're all sold out and have lots of activity. And, of course, that's generating lots of revenue for the area. So extremely impressive. The Mississippi Gulf Coast, I think the entire coast is kind of a hidden gem, as you mentioned, that the city of Pass Christian was described as. It's really good news for the state of Mississippi.
It is, and we have this partnership whereby, you know, the mayors come together and we work very closely together. In fact, I'll never forget when we got this award as being one of the best cities on the coast. I got an email from Billy Hughes, the mayor of Gulfport, and he said, "Jimmy, a win for Pass Christian is a win for the coast."
Oh, that's awesome.
You
That's
get
absolutely.
that sort of collaboration. It just doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, that and Mayor, that hasn't always been the case, has it, sir?
And I think right now it's the leadership in place right now, and we're getting, you know, and it really, you know, it's coming the whole way down from Jackson. You know, just a lot of positivity. Of course, you know, we haven't solved all the problems,
Sure.
but just all of us working together, we can tackle a lot of these problems.
Yeah.
And we are intent on tackling a lot of these, you know, leading up to how we come up with dealing with health care and so forth for the entire state.
Yeah, absolutely. So anything else that's not included in this great deck you sent me? I think we've talked about most of these projects. Anything else that you're working on that you can share with us from a...
Well, you know, one thing we do to just keep our community vibrant, we have a number of festivals and activities. We have Art in the Past, unbelievable thing. We had, you know, hundreds of vendors there. We had people came the whole way from St. Louis to show their art. We have Jazz in the Past. We have the Blessing of the Fleet in the Past. We have Christmas in the Past. We just have a lot of good things going on. Yeah,
and, you know, we always enjoy coming down and hosting the show there for Cruising the Coast, which is a coast-wide event. Lots of collaboration that occurs there across the entire coast. That thing just gets bigger and bigger, biggest car show in the country. Lots of people from all over the country descend upon the Mississippi Gulf Coast for that great event.
They really do because, you know, we, like you said earlier, we are a gem. And of course, but that's the kind of balance we got to watch out. We don't want to get too big.
Sure.
So that's just something we're sort of walking that tightrope. We want to keep the charm that we have on the coast right now, and we're working hard to keep that. But at times it's not easy.
Yeah.
And of course, at times you don't please everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, anything in particular that you're working with your legislative delegation on you need for the city or the coast in general?
Trying to do. You mentioned past bungalows in St. Paul's. Well, you know, in between, we just have in our downtown area, it's grass right now. Mm-hmm. So we've put in for another Gulf Coast restoration grant, and that's right now sitting with the legislature. And what that will hopefully do is that will hopefully help us fill in some of these blanks. It would be a public-private partnership. It would generate about $300,000 a year in taxes. So what that would be doing, you know, we would be increasing our tax base while at the same time not having to increase taxes.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a win-win, as is always the case. What about just revenues for the city this fiscal year? How are you doing?
Well, we're doing well. We're fortunate enough to be growing. You know, we're projecting a 7.5% growth rate. You know, in our tax base. You know, through we're fortunate enough to have a Walmart that comprises the majority of our sales taxes. And as far as our real estate, which is really good, 18 years after Katrina, we're starting to have a lot more home building in the areas that were just grass for all that time.
Yeah,
so
and you'll generate some revenue there.
Good thing.
Yeah, that's totally awesome. What about your political future, Mayor? What are your plans? You got anything to share there?
Well, I'd certainly like to remain here in Pass Christian for quite some time. My grandfather was married back in 1936, and he managed to make an impact. And I think I'm managing to do some good. I've gotten some great support from all parts of the community.
Yeah.
From a very diverse part of the community, I've gotten a lot of great support, and I think that's one of the benefits of being in a small town. you get to know almost everyone. You get to establish relationships with everyone, and you get to help people. You know, right now, a recent thing we're working on right now is helping people, put roofs on their house. You know, we've had some people had homes whereby, this is 3 years after Hurricane Zeta, and they still have, roofs that are leaking. So we've started this project whereby we're working, with some roofing companies along with some other entities, charitable entities, to be able to help these people. And I tell you, when you're mayor, you get very few pats on the back.
I understand. I'm sorry, Mayor. We got to go, but, man, I appreciate it. Congratulations on all your success in the great city of Pass Christian. We'll talk soon. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Gerard, and happy Mardi Gras.